long. So that's some WWE talk. We might come back to some WWE, but I want to go back to AEW. Well, not back to. We haven't talked about AEW yet today, but we're always going back to AEW because AEW is number one in our hearts as of right now.
Number one in our hearts.
Well, on our show here, they give us the most material to talk about, I think. Just
They
because
do.
Okay, you're right. You're
of
right.
how wild
Good
and
or
chaotic
bad.
the show is.
Good or bad.
So,
Good or bad. Yes.
but I'm going to jump to the top story in AEW, I would say, is the MJF storyline, which dominated the week at Dynamite especially. But he's got a lot going on, and the show is really centered around him, which is really good because he's the champion. So let's go through some of it. So I'm going to jump to first Collision, at least one little clip I'll show from Collision from October 21st, from Saturday. So this was one day after that really cool Rocky Romero Mystico match on Rampage. So the next night was Saturday night, and Bullet Club Gold had just beat a job team, the Outrunners, and they were gloating, and Jay White still has MJF's world title belt, or his world title belt, depending on how you look at it. But the lights go out here, and a video comes up. The lights had already gone out earlier in the night for Malachi Black, but a guy in the MJF mask comes on. So we've been talking about this on this show, about the mystery of who this could possibly be. So here's a little, not really a clue. There was really nothing. He just kind of showed up and looked spooky. And I think Bullet Club Gold thought they might get jumped. They were looking around and nothing happened. So that was that. So they just left. So that was from Saturday. So I'll jump to Wednesday night Dynamite after that, where a lot of stuff happened. So I'm going to go through the first 30 minutes of the show here. We're not going to do the whole episode. We're not doing like a whole Dynamite review today or anything. But the whole first 30 minutes of the show had to do with MJF. So he came out first. He had a promo with Renee. So she's interviewing him before his Dynamite Diamond Ring defense against Juice Robinson. So that's going to be the opening match. So right before he goes out, he's going to get interviewed here. And he's calling Adam Cole, right? And then Roderick Strong shows up in a wheelchair. Why is he in a wheelchair, Vlad? I get the neck brace, but he had a match with, maybe the match with Samoa Joe that he had was really screwed
set him
up.
over the... Yeah, it made him worse.
Because he was already injured. He was playing injured. So,
you're like, why is he in a wheelchair? Like, I give a shit. Why isn't he in a wheelchair is the better question. He should stay in that wheelchair. Okay, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Ken. Go ahead.
So MJF doesn't want his help. They offer his help, and he wheels them away, and they run off kind of comedically after that.
Yeah.
So he pushed him in his wheelchair, and Taven and Bennett run after him, and they're out of the scene. So MJF can continue cutting a really intense promo on Juice Robinson. Good promo. Good work. Really
Very
good. What is this? Is this another scene from this dude, whoever this dude is? So he cut off MJF's promo right here, right? Okay. So we'll jump to the first match of the night. So hot opening. I thought it would be the main event, but okay. So it's Juice Robinson against MJF. MJF comes out hot, which, after everything they put him through, it makes sense. So I thought this was good stuff. Throws Juice Robinson over a table. Very intense matchup. Juice got color.
Juice got juice.
Juice got juice. Lots of interference from the Gun Club. Choking MJF out with his own scarf. I thought that was a really nice touch. I thought that was hilarious. So Jay White comes in to the ramp. He didn't come with them initially to start the match, but he joins up with commentary, which was really funny because when MJF did his dive out to the guns, Jay White's on commentary saying, they got nothing to do with this. Leave them alone. So, Vlad, me and my brother have been kind of, we've turned into fans of Jay White. We used to be MJF fans, but we're really digging this heel Jay White stable. I don't know. You're not really digging it as much as we are, but I'm a Jay White fan basically recently. Well, there's no one else. Christian too, but there's really not many people giving us reasons to root for them. But if I could move on to, I think this is the finish here. Both it was a dynamite or diamond ring contest. Basically, they were both trying to nail each other with the rings they had, and Juice missed, and MJF nailed him, and got the victory, the 3 count. So had to deal with a lot, but he did defend the Dynamite diamond ring here, and I was kind of surprised by this because if he was leaving in 2024, you'd think this would be the chance for him to drop the ring, unless they could just vacate the ring if he leaves. But that's also a possibility. But there you go, he's the victor. But there was more to this match. There was more that happened after the match. There's an afterbirth, as they call it. So let me go through that before I get some comments from you guys, because this is going to be wild. Get a load of this. So MJF is getting beaten down in the middle of the ring by the Gun Club, and they wheel down Roddy. I don't know why he had to come, but the Kingdom wheel down Roddy, and they actually go try to help him, but they can't really. They get sent out of the ring themselves, and the beatdown on MJF continues, and they're going to nail him with the title belt, and the Acclaimed's music is who hits, the music that hits. So they come in, and they clear the ring, and they try to well, okay, first, before I get to what happens with the Acclaimed and MJF, Jay White cut a promo, trying to get in MJF's head. The Gun Club, they cut a promo. They want a Ring of Honor title match at the pay-per-view with all that MJF has going on. And MJF, like a super babyface, like the greatest babyface of all time, basically, accepts. Even if Adam Cole's not going to be there, I guess it'll be a handicap match. Okay? And also, they're looking for a partner for MJF to face the Bullet Club to get his world title belt back, and Roderick Strong and the Acclaimed are arguing over who that should be. And MJF says he would never team with Roddy, and Roddy is all, butthurt by that. Also, he says the same thing to Max Caster. He would never team with him, which really turned into a hilarious moment because he said we would never ever team with you, and Max Caster said, so you're saying there's a chance, which got a huge pop from the crowd. But in the end, he will not scissor with them, and he leaves the ring, again, still friendless. So, and then, after all that, Kenny Omega's music hits after MJF told him 13 days, bitch, last Wednesday, until he overtakes him for longest reigning AEW World Champion. And here comes Kenny Omega, and he says, yeah, I have no right to ask you for a title shot, but I'm going to do it anyways because I have a right to defend my streak. And Super MJF accepts his challenge too, anybody's challenge. But whatever, he'll do it. So this Saturday, tomorrow on Collision, it's going to be MJF and Kenny Omega. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Psycho stuff. So, and the scene ended with MJF saying, or Kenny Omega saying 3 days, bitch, to MJF just like he did. So, that's actually tomorrow, so that's 1 day, bitch. And then after that, Wardlow is really like been in his home stewing about MJF being world champion, and he wants to take him out too, which is to me pretty hilarious that somehow he turned into a heel, even though he didn't do anything. But now MJF is the babyface, and somehow Wardlow's the heel. Whew. So boom, there you go. I went through all of it, guys. Goddamn, that was
you did great, man.
Well, actually, no. I'm lying. There's one more scene I have to get to. It's this one. The one last scene in Dynamite that had MJF came later on in the night, and that was when he was getting interviewed by Renee, and Samoa Joe finds them and offers up his services to be MJF's friend, because he says, you've got a serious lack of friends at the moment, you need some friends. And he offers to do it, help him out. He just wants a title shot at the end. So everybody wants a title shot. So this is it's kind of a good deal, decent deal, I guess. He might as well take the deal, Vlad. But anyway, so that's everything that happened with MJF on the night. Let's just go to Vlad. Vlad, you go. What do you think of all this?
Oh, jeez. Where do I begin? I don't even know where to begin or where to end. Okay, I mean...
MJF. This is all centered around MJF, obviously.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Who's the star of the show.
That part is good, but some of it is not really. It's too. I mean, some of it is just downright silly, and some of it is tongue-in-cheek silly, and some of it you can't really take serious. But I think there's two things going on here. At the very least, there's one thing going on. Maybe not two. There's a possibility that he is leaving in 2024, so they're getting everything they possibly could out of him before he goes. Or there's a possibility that he stays, but they don't know. It could go 50-50. And just in case, they're putting him in everything, that they possibly could, Either they know he's going, like he's told them that, I'm going to WWE, which I think he should. Or he's said that, or they don't know, but either way, they're kind of like just throwing everything they could before he does go. Like, oh, he'll fight Kenny Omega, or he'll fight Jay White, he'll fight Samoa Joe again, he'll fight Wardlow again, he'll fight everybody that he's got to fight, every feud before he goes, So they're throwing everything out there.
ROH tag titles, yeah, all that.
ROH tag titles. Well, the ROH tag titles is just insanely stupid. I mean, he doesn't even have his partner, so it's just idiotic at this point. Like, he said, "Oh, I'll accept what." Unless, like, he's going to, I mean, if Joe's going to be his partner, that's okay. I mean, obviously, that's different. That's like, if Joe's going to be legit his partner for that match, okay. But, But anyways, I don't know. I don't really know what to make of it all. I think a lot of it is silly. I think, obviously, there's a big, there's emphasis on this Kenny Omega match because I think, honestly, I'm more interested in the Omega match than I am the Jay White stuff. I don't know what the hell you're talking about with the Jay White stuff. I mean, you're a big fan of what? He just rants and raves, and nobody understands a single word he's saying. I mean,
they're asshole heels. They're hilarious, man.
Okay, I think the guys are hilarious, but we're talking about Jay White specifically. You like? I mean, that's what I'm trying to understand. Like, yeah, Juice.
Yeah,
is good.
I don't mind him. Yeah, I like Juice the best, but Jay White's fine. He's got a funny voice. He's in shape. He looks ripped. He's got a cool moveset.
He's fine. Like I said, he's a good worker. He's very good. But I don't, I'm not really like enthralled with something like that. Like you're a big fan. Like you're saying, oh, me and my brother are like huge fans now. I go, for what? He hasn't. I don't think he deserves that.
Taking over the MJF spot on the show. At least someone's trying to be a dickhole on the show. Someone's got to be the bad guy that we root for.
Yeah.
We were the ones who are rooting for the NWO. We want the cool heels. Yeah, these are the coolest heels on the show, I guess.
I don't think Jay White is a cool heel. I have to be honest with you. I think Christian, you could say maybe is a semi-cool heel, but I don't think Jay White is a cool heel. I don't put him in that category. I think he's a heel. A cool one is debatable. I guess what everybody, it's subjective. I guess what people find cool, but yeah. I mean, I think bottom line is they're throwing everything they could at this, and I think it's because they don't know if he's staying or going, and they're just playing it safe in case he decides to go. And I think MJF is being a team player, like he's going to do whatever he has to do until the time comes for him to make a decision up front.
Robert, you go next. I'll go after you.
All right, cool. Well, there's a lot to unpack because you showed a lot there.
Yeah, do your best.
Okay, I'll start from what I think was the beginning. The opening promo from MJF was pretty cool. He was really pumped up for the match. He was ready to whoop Juice very clearly. The match with Juice was pretty cool too. I think it was a little shorter than I expected it to be, but it was still good. And with the Kingdom coming out and the Acclaim coming out afterwards, all that commotion that happened. I thought some of the highlights were like when Max Caster, asked them to scissor and MJF just closed the scissor. I thought that was funny. I was like, yes, finally somebody closed the scissor instead of just doing the scissor. Thank goodness. And Roderick Strong yelling out MJF's name when holding the microphone, and
Max.
MJF's right in front of him, like Max. And then what was
Oh yeah,
MJF's reaction? He was like, "I'm
I'm right
standing
here."
right in front of you."
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that was pretty hilarious. And then for the Kenny Omega thing, K-On, I know we already talked about this earlier before this episode. I'm excited for this match. Heck yeah! I know I did mention to you, off air outside of this episode that, like, as far as like financial sense, like business wise, it doesn't make sense that they're putting this on Collision. It feels more like a pay-per-view match, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
but so it doesn't make sense, like in a business perspective, that they're putting it on Collision. But I'm excited nonetheless. Like this is giving me a reason to watch Collision this Saturday. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Wait, what else happened?
You got a.
What?
I was gonna say, you guys got a prediction for that MJF match, because I don't think it'll have a conclusive ending with all the feuds going on with these people.
Well,
I'd be surprised if somebody goes over clean.
Well, okay, either there's no conclusive ending or MJF wins, but I don't see Kenny Omega winning.
That would
That's
throw
one thing.
quite a
Yeah,
wrench into everything.
exactly. So
Yeah,
that's the one thing I could say for certain is Kenny Omega will not win, but whether or not
yeah.
there's a conclusive finish or not,
I think that would be
yeah, we'll
cool,
see.
though. I think that would be. How about Kenny Omega, the Masked Man? Oh,
Oh,
damn!
okay.
And then he takes the world title, and it becomes a three-way match at the pay-per-view.
You're
Oh,
making me rethink my Adam Copeland prediction. Um,
I don't think it's Kenny Omega. I think he's a name on the list. He could be a possibility, but I don't
Yeah,
think so.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
yeah. Well, okay. Well, one name I think we should rule out would be Adam Cole, just because it doesn't
Huh?
make sense because his leg injury was legitimized at around that same time. So they can't say that they faked the injury. It's been reported that that was legit. So Adam Cole can't be a suspect. I think you can cross his name off. It could possibly be Roderick Strong, maybe, or Christian, or my original prediction, Adam Copeland. But it can't be. It wouldn't make sense if it turned out to be Adam Cole. That's all I'm gonna say about that. What am I
It would be
missing?
crazy if it was Roderick Strong too, though, because dude, he's such a goof. He has. I knew a guy who talked just like Roddy. Every time I hear him talk, he's got like that surfer accent or something. Like like grew up on the beach surfing every day. But
Does he yell? Does he yell people's names out?
no. But if I were to give some thoughts about this whole MJF stuff from this episode, because I was impressed at how he's kind of connected to so many things. I mean, it didn't really connect through the whole episode, but for the most part, it's the main thread. He's the main storyline. He's the champion. So I really liked it. I'm impressed with it. I think this is an impressive run. This part of his career.
I disagree. I don't think it's impressive. I think a lot of it is just dumb. It's the stuff with the Claimed and Roddy is just dumb. We've already said that it's dumb.
Well, yeah, okay.
The Claimed, I think they're.
But what
good
about
guys,
that babyface promo that he did before the match? The babyface promo, that's one of the best babyface promos, and the way he was riling up the crowd while he was throwing juice into the crowd and stuff. He's doing best babyface work out of anyone that I've seen in the business, really.
MJF is the best wrestler maybe in the world. I mean, I think you could make a case. He's fantastic as in ring, on the mic, everything. Right? He's a total package wrestler. But as far as the stuff that he's doing, the gimmick, or all the gimmicks that he's involved with, all these different people that he's dealing with, like I said, it's just not good. This is not the best stuff that he's been doing, definitely, since.
But he's also putting in a lot of work in the ring. Like, he's going to be defending ROH titles. He defended the Diamond Ring here. He's defending the title on Saturday to Kenny Omega. Like, dude, this is a crazy period. Like, if you look at it as a mark, as a smart, this is the writing or whatever, the booking is a little, what the hell's going on? But as a mark, and you're looking at it like, damn, MJF is really impressive
I
here.
agree.
This is a crazy run. This is a
Well, I
crazy
agree
run for him.
I agree that he's doing, but like a lot of it is just, like you said, a lot of it also doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like Robert said, like why would you put Omega and MJF on Collision? Why not save that for a pay-per-view? I mean, why put him in like all this silly stuff? I mean, there's just too much to criticize for me to say like to be really positive about the whole thing. I mean, obviously I like MJF. Everybody knows that. Anybody that has any wrestling sense likes MJF. But still, there's a lot of stuff here that you could just like point your finger at and just say like, dude, what the heck are we doing, man? You know? So I am excited for the match. I do think it's gonna be a good match. Obviously, we don't expect Omega to win because that would just be asinine at this point. But I think it will be. I am more excited for this match than I am the stuff with Jay White. I have to be honest. That I will admit.
All right. Well, we got to move on. We got a few other things to talk about. This was the
Let's
main
do it.
storyline, so we gave it some good time. But